This call is now being recorded.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. My Honorable Miss Endang Darsi as my lecturer in this subject. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Nur Azizah. I'm a student of English Education Department, Kuningan University. And now I would like to present about journal presentation. The title of the journal is Listening Anxiety Among Indonesian EFL Students. So, let's start the presentation. First, I would like to share about a table of contents of this presentation. The first is journal identity, second, author's identity, and third is title, fourth, rationale, fifth, research objective, sixth, literature review, seventh, methods, and eighth, findings, and the last is conclusion. First, first I would like to share about the journal identity. The title of the journal I would like share is Listening Anxiety Among Indonesian EFL Students, and the author of this journal is Miss Vina Agustiana as a lecturer in Kuningan University, and this is journal is Indonesian English Foreign Language Journal or IEFLJ Volume 5, and this journal publication on January 1st, 2019, and this is you can see the number of this journal, and in this journal there are 13 pages. So, next, about author identity. After we know the identity of the journal, we must know about author identity. The author identity, this journal written by Ms. Vina Agustiana, the lecturer of Department of English Education Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University Kuningan University Indonesia. And the third I would like to share is rationale. As we know, this journal, the title of of this journal is Listening Anxiety among Indonesian EFL. So the rationale is listening skills is essential in EFL learning or English foreign language. English foreign language is that uh, the student or the people learn about another language, which is we know it English as our foreign language in Indonesia. So it has indeed an important role to the communication in the communication process. There are various factors that become obstacle in the process of achieving listening comprehension. So, because because there are a lot of obstacle in the process of achieving listening. So this journal made for find what is obstacle when listening skill learning listening and how to solve that obstacle. In the listening, there are two kind variety in listening. First is extensive listening, and second is intensive listening. Extensive listening is emphasized in listening activities more freely and more generally, and uh, that intensive listening but is intensive listening might influence people's ability to comprehending the message taken from the spoken language. So that are the rationale from this journal. So next is about the research objective. The research objective in this journal is the research aims to exploring EFL student experience in learning listen to spoken English tech, which covers A. Students' attitude toward learning to listen spoken English tech. B. Listening anxiety in listening to spoken English text. And the last is students' effort in improving their listening skill in listening to spoken English text. So this is the aims of the research objective in this journal. There are 3 points. And next is the methods. Methodology research in this journal. So the methodology in this journal use quantitative research, which is use questionnaire and data collection. And the analysis of this journal is questionnaire is the main instrument in this research. So after after the questionnaire, share the questionnaire. So the questionnaire is collected, and then research the researcher analyze the data, so become the quantitative research. Next is wait. And this is the findings of this journal. The first, we know that this journal use quantitative methods. So the result is about this result is showed about the chart, which is the first findings. This is showed the diagram one, which is uh, this is showed about the research objective. The blue is student attitude toward learning to listen to spoken English, and the red one is difficulties faced by student in listening to spoken English text, and the third or the green is student efforts in improving their listening skill in listening to spoken English text. So it can be seen that the attitude of student in learning to listening to spoken English text term 1 is a high level with the average of 3.46. Even so, with the difficulties faced by students in learning to listen in spoken English text, which is its high level in which average in 3.52. So the red the the red color shows that the difficulties faced by students in listening to spoken English, which is that more high than the student attitude toward learning to listening to spoken English text. So, but in the green and at the green color, we know that student efforts in improving their listening skill are also a high level with a mean 3.7 3.74. This suggests that although students perceive that the difficulties of listening, they also continue to learning listening skill in English course. That is the diagram one as a findings. And the second findings is showed this diagram showed about the average of each topic concerning the student attitude toward the importance of listening to spoken English text, which is the blue color showed about the student attitude to the importance of listening to spoken English text. and which is their average is uh 4.29, and the student showed a normal attitude to the difficult learning to listening to spoken English topic, where the average of 2.64. The blue one and the red one, which is showed about attitude towards the difficulty in listening to spoken English text. So so identification of student attitude towards the importance of listening to spoken English text is divided into two topics. The first topic is the student's attitude toward the importance of listening skill, which is a very high level with the average 4.29 reflected in three aspects of attitude, that is effective, affective, behavior, and cognitive. Based on the existing data, we know the student thought that listening comprehension was important to be studied. So they were happy and would learn a listening comprehension of spoken English text to improve their listening skills. So that is the second findings of this research. So the third finding. So this is the third diagram. The third diagram is showed the average of each topic. The blue showed about the internal problem and the red one is external problem. So based on this diagram, it can be seen that the effect of internal problems that become difficulties by students in listening comprehension is at high level, in which the average is at 3.45. Meanwhile, the influence of external problems that become difficulties by the student. So the external problem is higher than internal problem. When the internal problem show average 3.45, and the rate uh, or external problem shows more than 3.5. Furthermore, internal problems in listening comprehension includes concentration, teaching materials, and student listening skill are at a high level. Meanwhile, the psychological aspect and language are at normal levels. So, there are some things that affect concentration. That is, the first is poor sound quality, which is at a very high level, and uh, from this research, there are uh, 69.3% of 60 students agree that sound quality is interfere with concentration in listening. Recorded material that is less clean or from a poor quality. So this is the third finding, and the fourth finding is I'm sorry. This is the fourth finding, which is showed a diagram again. The fourth showed about student effort to improve the listening comprehension to spoken English text. As we know that from the first diagram, it showed about that student effort is higher than obstacle in listening in learning listening skill. So we can know that from based on diagram 4, it can be seen that the efforts of undertaken by students are at high level, with the average of 3.77 for efforts made outside, so outside the campus, and the average of 3.68 for the efforts made on campus. So we know that uh, as we can see here, the blue color, the blue diagram showed the effort of student in campus. So uh, so that is lower than the effort of student in outside campus. And student effort in improving their listening skill in spoken English, texts done on campus are at a high level with a mean of 3.68. This is includes listening to every English utterance of lecturers or friends who are speaking as an effort to improve their listening skill. And so we know that of this research show that the effort of students, meanwhile, in listening and in learning listening skill, students face this problem, find the obstacle, but the effort of the student is more higher than the obstacle they face. And last here is conclusion. Conclusion. We we know that based on the findings of the research, it is known that students are addressing listening comprehension as important to learning, so they are happy and will learn to listening to spoken English text comprehensively to improve their listening skill. In addition, due to difficulties in listening comprehension, students are not concerned with the challenges they face in listening. In other words, it can be said that students are less affected by the difficulties they face and fail in listening activities. Of course, this is closely related to the experience of students in learning to listen. Thus, there is an inconsistent relationship between students' attitude toward the importance of listening to spoken English text that is at a very high level, while students' attitude toward difficulty in listening to spoken English text are at normal levels. It indicates that students are not too concerned with the challenges they face in listening, even they have a high motivation in doing listening activities. So, uh, after we know that the effort of the student is higher than the obstacle, so we must trust them to that they can learn listening skill. Meanwhile, that face the obstacle in learning listening skill. So that's all my presentation. So that's all my presentation. Uh, Thank you very much for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.